Hello, PokeNet. In this video, we are going to be doing a mystery deck battle. So we got two decks from our local game store because a guy traded them in and we asked for them. We have not even seen any cards of these decks. We don't know what the type of deck it is. It's a complete mystery for us, and we aren't even going to look over it for this video.
Yeah, we someone came in and just traded in a bunch of ETBs, and I asked if we could have the pre-made decks because the local game store didn't have any need for them. Um, he did re-sleeve that one into some newer sleeves because he said the other ones were pretty beat up. But the Arceus sleeves were on this deck, so he said there was no EXs or anything like that, so that's why they didn't have any problem letting us have them because they just had no need. I have no had no idea what Parker and I are getting into. I'm
I don't
hoping
either.
they're pretty
I'm
fun.
I'm hoping for an Eternatus deck.
How crazy would that be?
If I get an Eternatus deck, also by the way, I took a little bit of a glimpse and it turns out that there is a dark type energy in this.
Right. Well,
And like just now I saw a dark energy and I think a glimpse of a shopping center, which is both of them are in the Eternatus
both of
deck.
those are in the deck you like playing. This will be pretty fun. I'm excited to see what these decks look like, what we get out of them. They're a little bit older. You can tell by being in the Arceus sleeves.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll find some cool stuff. You want to tap or cut?
I'll tap.
Okay, and then do you want to roll and see who goes first or flip? Or
I'll flip.
I'll take
Heads.
tails.
It's heads. I think I'll go first. Just in case it's an evolution deck.
1, 2, 5, 6, and 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
All right, let's see what we got going here.
Ooh. Hey.
Oh.
I got a mulligan.
No way. We both got a mulligan. So it's interesting. We can actually look at each other's. I've got fire and an electric.
I have dark type, and this definitely isn't a Eternatus deck because it doesn't use Morgrem.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Yeah, this will be cool. I think these are what card is that Morgrem from? What can you see that?
F, and it's from the Arceus ring one. I remember that.
Brilliant Stars.
Yeah, Brilliant Stars. That's
okay.
What I was going to say.
All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, one of these decks are pretty good.
Yeah.
You said the
cutter tap.
Same thing. You want cutter tap?
I'll tap.
All right, get something good here. Let's get some basics.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
7.
All right.
Another mulligan.
All right. Well, I don't have a mulligan. Let me see who I want to put in there.
Can you not cut this time? That way it's easier for me.
There's some celebration cards in here. That's kind of cool.
1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
1,
that'll
2,
be
3, 4, 5, 6.
I think I'll want that one in the active. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6.
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck, Parker. All right. He's got a Galarian Zigzagoon and an Impidimp. All right. And you're going first. I'll take my mulligan card.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. I'll put down a Hydreigon C level 61. What?
No, that's cool. I said there's some celebration cards in here, so
yeah.
Interesting. That's not a set we ever really opened, so be a lot of new cards to us, maybe.
I guess I'll attach a Dark Energy to Hydreigon, and I'll pass.
Okay, I'll draw for my turn. Doesn't necessarily help. I'll play Hop, which is draw 3 cards. 1.
Which is kind of like Nemona.
2. 3.
Why didn't they just call it rival for the card? Because Hop is your rival in Sword and Shield, and Nimona is your rival in Scarlet and Violet.
That's a good question to try to have some answers to.
Yeah.
Okay, I will attach for turn 2 Vulpix. I will then use Confuse Ray, which your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. So, yeah, he turns upside down.
Or I could get my confused counter out of my bag.
Yep, that would work too. Alright, so if he's confused, he stays confused until he leaves the active. If you try to use an attack, you flip a coin.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I'll evolve into Morgrem. I will attach for turn, and I will try to retreat.
Oh, I think you can still retreat. You don't have to flip for that. I don't think.
Okay, I just remember you having flip for it. I'll put up Hydreigon. I will evolve into Galarian Linoone.
If you evolve, you automatically.
Oh, well.
So you could have evolved first, so that's fine.
No, it has 2 retreat cost though.
Oh, that makes sense. I see now.
See? Well, actually, can I take that back, please?
That's fine. You're just learning the deck. Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll evolve, and then I will use Schoolgirl. Draw 2 cards. If your opponent has exactly 2, 4, or 6 prize cards remaining, I draw 2 more.
That worked out good.
That's good for the early game. And then I will use Night Slash for 20.
And then what else?
And then it switches.
Dang, that worked out good. Okay, I will draw for my turn. I will. I guess use Hop again and draw 3 cards.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And it'd be good if I got something useful.
The thing is that Hydreigon doesn't even have a symbol or thing. It doesn't have like. It doesn't say
different,
that.
huh?
Yeah.
So it has a weakness, right?
Yeah,
so it says
not
times 2.
Weakness. I mean like one of those.
Oh, you can't tell what set. Yeah, that's interesting. It doesn't have the set marker.
Or it has the D, E, F, G, H.
It's interesting. I'm gonna put down Electabuzz.
Huh. Electabuzz evolves though, but yet it's a basic.
Attach.
May I read it?
Yeah. I don't know. I will attach to Zekrom, and then I'll use Confuse Ray. So Parker's now confused, and that ends my turn.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I will attach a Lucky Energy.
Okay.
And then I will pass.
Okay.
Wait, don't I flip to see if I'm still confused or not?
I think you stay confused until you leave the active,
I don't think that's true. I think it's kind of like Burn where you flip for it.
Yeah, I thought it was the flip is only if you try to attack, and then the attack goes through or doesn't go through.
No, I think that it's flip if you are still confused or not.
Right. I'm going to attach to Vulpix. can't look it up because it's on my. We look on my phone. Okay, I'll attach to Vulpix. I will then play Shauna. Shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 5 cards. What do you think of your deck, buddy? That Hydreigon's pretty cool looking. Yeah. You want to tap or cut?
I'll tap.
Okay, I'll draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright. Oh my gosh. What is going on? This deck is not good. I'll use Smash Kick for 20, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, this is hard. No.
Draw for turn. I'll put down an Impidimp.
Okay.
Oh wait, Lucky Energy. When I take damage, I draw a card.
There you go. Pretty good.
Okay. Okay. I will I'll attach a Dark Energy, and then I am going to flip to see if I can do Berserker Blade.
Right, so you use the attack, and then you flip. If it's heads, it goes through. If it's tails, you take 30 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so you take 30 damage.
And also, by the way, it just says I draw a card because it took damage.
Took damage? That's interesting, right? Okay, I'll draw for my turn. None of these cards are any good. Guess I'll use Agatha. Move up to 3 damage counters from your active Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. So I'll put the 2 damage counters on him.
Wait, let me count. 70 damage.
I will attach an energy here, and then I'll use Smash Kick for another 20.
Okay. Oh, wait. I should have gotten a card for the
Lucky Energy. Yep, there you go.
And then I'll draw for turn. Okay, I will put down Yveltal.
Okay.
So
we'll go 6 and those 2 go away too.
I guess this deck
Yveltal is pretty good.
Yeah. I'll use Avery to draw 3 cards, and now you have to have limited your.
Discard my bench until I only have 3, which I already have, right?
Then I haven't attached returns, so I guess I will attach return to Galarian Linoone.
Okay.
And then I'll flip to see if I can do Berserker Blade.
Okay. If it works, he hits me for 100. If not, he takes 30 damage.
100 damage, knockout plus 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So on that one and on that one.
Alright, that's a cool attack. Jeez.
And then I didn't take any damage, so I don't draw.
Okay, we'll put up Zekrom. I'll draw for my turn. Still no good cards. I will then attach to Zekrom. I will bench. Magmar. And I'll use Marnie's Pride. Attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So I'll do that. Then I'll use White Thunder for 80. And it says if Reshiram is on your bench, this does 80 more damage. But he's not, so I'll take a prize.
And also, I take another card for
him getting taken damage, right?
He did take damage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you get to take a prize card.
Okay. I will evolve into Galarian. Wait, I forgot to
draw for turn.
It will evolve into Galarian Obstagoon. I will put down Coughing onto my bench. I will attach for turn a Dark Energy to Morgrim. And then I will use Silence for Ferdy. Let me read your things. And now I will choose White Thunder. You cannot use that next turn.
All right, so his attack, he chooses one of my attacks, and I can't use it on my next turn.
And it does 30 damage.
Yep, so I took 30 damage, and I can't use White Thunder. Okay, I'll draw for my turn. I'll put down Reshiram. I will attach for turn to no idea. I guess we'll attach to Magmar.
Okay.
And then I'll use Field Crush for 30.
Okay. And it is now my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I will draw for turn. I will evolve into Weezing. I will attach a Dark Energy for turn 2 Weezing. I will then use Professor's Research.
Okay, discarding your hand and drawing 7, right?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will evolve into Morgrim. I will then use Silence for 30 more, and then I will choose White Thunder.
Okay, now we'll draw for my turn.
Okay.
I will attach to Magmar.
Okay.
I'll use Field Crush for 30.
Okay. I will draw for turn. I will attach for turn a Dark Energy to Morgrim. I will use Agatha.
Oh, okay, so I'm at 100, right?
Right. Then I will use Silence and knock you out. I take a prize card.
Okay. I guess we're gonna go here. Hopefully, I get Magmortar from or whoever he evolves into. Draw for turn into a fire energy. I guess I'll attach it to Reshiram, and I'll use Fiery Punch for 70.
Okay.
So now you're at 100.
I'm now at 100. Okay. Let me just find an 100 damage counter.
There's one.
Where? Oh, right there. Okay. My turn. I'll draw for turn. I will attach a Dark Energy for turn. I will then use Howl to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Did I attach for turn?
I thought you attached to Morgrim, but maybe not.
I don't
That could have
know.
been last turn.
I think it was last turn. I'm not quite sure. And then I will use Silence for 30 and then choose Fiery Punch.
All right, man, that's an interesting attack because now I can't use any of my good. I'll bench Zekrom. I'll do low kick for 20.
Okay, my turn. I shall draw for turn. I will then use Cook, heal 70 damage from deactive Pokemon.
It says heal 70.
Yep,
Jeez.
he's
Okay.
only at 50 now.
All right.
I will attach Dark Energy for turn to this Morgrem. I will then use I'll use Silence. Actually, no, I won't use Silence. I will use Merciless Strike for 60. Plus, if your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage counters on it, this attack does 90 more damage.
Oh, he's way
take a
out
prize
then.
card.
You take a prize. I'm hurting. Draw for turn. Jeez, oh. Got a whole lot of nothing I can do here. I will. I'll bench Vulpix and I'll pass.
Okay. I will draw for turn. I will attach a Dark Energy for turn. I will evolve into Grimmsnarl. I will then. Can I take back attaching here?
Sure. Okay.
I'll attach to Weezing. I will then use Team Yell's Cheer.
Okay.
Shuffle free, up to free in any combination of Pokemon and supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck.
Except for Team Yell, right?
Except for Team Yell. Right. I'll choose Cook, Avery, and Hydreigon.
Okay, pretty good. Now go back into your deck.
Yep.
And Parker's cooking right now.
I will then use Escape Rope. Each player switches their active Pokemon for one of their benched.
And I go first. Yeah. Okay. Escape Rope. That used to be such a fun card to have.
Yeah. And now I will use Smog Burst. This does 20 more damage for each basic Dark Energy in play.
Oh my god.
So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 150. I mean, not 150, 160.
Wow.
And knock out.
Jeez, get out of here, Torkoal.
See, that's why I was building up a lot of energy.
Energies, that makes sense. I'll draw for turn. I'll put Electabuzz into Electivire.
Okay.
And I can't do anything else, so I'll pass.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I will then attach for turn to Yveltal, and then I will use Mixin Toxin. Nope, you're now confused. Attach a Dark Energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Also, 1 second, let me look.
Okay, I'll draw for my turn. I will attach to Reshiram, and I'll pass.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I will attach return to Yveltal, and then I will use Mixin Toxin.
Okay, so stay confused. My gosh, I'll draw for turn.
You're gonna have to retreat before I become a
Attach
god.
here, and then I'll pass. I mean, I can't retreat.
I'll draw for turn. I will attach for turn to Yveltal, and then I will use
This is crazy.
Marnie. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck.
Oh,
I draw
awesome.
5.
My hand's been terrible, so I'm glad drawing 4 new cards. Thank you.
And I draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's gonna be good. I will then put down Galarian Zigzagoon, Headbutt Tantrum for 10 onto the Electivire.
Okay.
And then I will use Mixin Toxin.
Jeez. I will attach and retreat into Reshiram.
Okay.
Now that Parker has a zillion energies in play. And then I will use Black Flame, which does 80 plus 80 because I have a Zekrom on my bench. So 160.
I use my no card.
And I take a prize.
Okay, I guess I will put in play Galarian Obstagoon. I will draw for turn. I will... I will attach a Lucky Energy to it. So now I only have 4 cards on my bench. I will then use Bug Catcher.
Okay.
Draw 2 cards. Flip a coin. If heads, draw 2 more.
Now flip it for real. There you go. Tails.
Okay. I attach return, and now I will use Silence.
Okay.
And I will choose Black Flames.
Alright. I'll draw for my turn. Doesn't do me any good now. I will bench a Reshiram. I'll attach an energy, and then I'll use Scorching Wind. This attack does 20 damage to each of your benched Pokemon.
To each of mine?
Yep.
Okay, because since it said yours, I was thinking yours, because...
Well, sorry, each of your opponents' Pokemon.
Okay, thank you for...
There you go, my bad.
Specifying, because otherwise...
That would make sense if I just damaged all mine, right?
Yeah. I will draw for turn. I will then use Clara. Doot, doot. Those will go into my hand.
Okay, so tell me what Clara does.
Basically, it says choose one or both of these effects. Put up to 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. Put up to 2 basic energy cards
that's pretty
from
good.
your discard pile into your hand. I will put down Coughing.
Okay.
I will attach return to Coughing. And then I will use Agatha to move.
Wait, you can't. You just use a supporter.
Right. Sorry. And then I will use Merciless Strike for knock.
Well, how much is he doing? Right.
60 plus 90 would then equal
right.
150.
Okay, so yes, he's knocked out. I'll put up Reshiram. I'll draw for turn. I'll put down a Zekrom. I'll attach to Reshiram. And I'll use Scorching Wind, which does 20 to each of your bench Pokemon. I guess you can just change all those 10s out for 30s, right? Because you're at 40 now. So I just do this.
Okay, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw for turn. I'll evolve into Weezing. I will use Potion.
Okay.
Deal 30 damage from Weezing. I will attach for turn. I will then use Agatha. Oh wait, never mind. I won't use Agatha. I will instead use Hop.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay. I will. Oh wait, I should have taken it.
I haven't been hitting them. I've been hitting your bench.
Right. I will retreat, getting rid of a lucky energy and a dark energy.
Okay.
Into my Weezing.
Okay.
Then I will. Let me think here. I will then use Smog Burst for 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200
200
damage.
damage. Wow.
And I'll take a prize card.
Bye-bye, Reshiram. I think I got nothing. I can't do anything. We'll put up...
If we really want to, we can do a 2 out of 3 for this.
Bench Electabuzz. I'll attach. And then I'll use Explosive Bolt for 30. It says if any of your benched Magmortar have any damage counters, this does 90 more, but they don't.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. I will use Agatha.
Okay.
Don't really need to, but I will attach for turn.
Now you're doing 220. Crazy. Jeez.
Not right now, because I am going to then use Mixin Toxin.
Oh, so I'm confused.
Yep.
Okay, I'll draw for turn.
I'm wanting to do the most damage I can.
I'll attach here. And then I will use Explosive Bolt. Alright, so 30 damage to Weezing again.
I will draw for turn.
Man, don't deck out. Look at that. Jeez.
True. I will then use Mixin Toxin.
Okay. I'll draw for turn.
Oh wait, I forgot to attach for turn.
Okay, and attach. I can't do anything, so I'll use Explosive Bolt.
Dale, you take 30 damage.
Does 30 damage to myself.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I will attach for turn. I will then use Mixin Toxin.
This is crazy. Look at all that dark energy. I'll draw for turn. I'll play Clara, put up to 2 Pokemon and 2 energies from your discard pile into your hand. So I'll go here, 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 and here, and I'll put those in my hand. I'll bench Magmar. I will attach for turn to Electivire. And then I'll use High Voltage Current. This attack does 50 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon.
Flip a coin.
Alright, so they each take 50 to every Pokemon you have.
You take 1 prize card, 2 prize cards. You take 2 prize cards.
So you take 2 prizes. Dang, that worked out pretty good.
You know what?
And you got to put 50.
Well,
I know you're about to win the game.
I'm going to use Smog Burst this turn. I immediately use.
Okay,
well,
Smog
I'll
Burst.
attach for turn, and then I immediately use.
Smog.
Well, after I were to use Cook, which
to heal, okay.
Which would have put me down to 10 damage, and then I will use. Avery to draw 3 cards.
You can't use back-to-back, right? You can only use one supporter.
But I will then use Smog Burst for knock.
Right?
I win.
20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 68 for 280 damage.
Well, let's count all of the energy in this deck and, let's see how much I can do. So that's...
Lugia. Look at that, there's a Lugia in here.
That's cool.
Lugia would have been good against his Pokemon. What else do we got in here? Huh. That's a cool energy. Electivire, Agatha. Another Reshiram, Ninetales, Indeedee. Yeah, I think that Lugia is probably the coolest card that's
all of this is dark energy. That's half of the deck. So let's count how much damage I can do.
See how much damage
20,
it would have
40, 60, 80, 100, 120. Well, let's count by 5. So that's 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 400 damage.
400 damage against all non-rule box Pokemon. That's pretty crazy.
Imagine I have 2 attached there, and then you look onto my bench.
And just everywhere.
And then just one
guy sitting on all that energy. Well, thank you guys for watching. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments if you want us to do another one of these. Maybe we'll have some people build us some mystery decks that we can battle. That'd be kind of fun.
Thank you for watching. Have a Poketastic day.